I'm happy that we are in the quarterfinal. I'm happy that we won a match, especially after a defeat. It was the kind of game that a draw wouldn't be a drama. To take the match to Old Trafford wouldn't be a drama for us. But the game was difficult. I think they had a different approach than they had in the Premier League, obviously, because David knows that he doesn't need a point to stay in the Premier League. He knows that he can have a go, and they had that. So I think for the majority of the time in the first half, they were offensive, they were dangerous, they pushed us to a good defensive work. I think Victor and Chris, they were really good in a difficult match for them. Then in the second half we were in control. We scored the goal when we were already in control, and then we were in control for the rest of the second half, which was good.
It could have been easier, but for VAR. Is that your first experience of it as Manchester United manager?
First experience on the bench, but in Portugal we have VAR. The Portuguese league is the league that I follow always when I am at home and I have nothing to do and I just want to enjoy. Football is my country, and I'm familiar with amazing results of the VAR and problems and frustrations. In Portugal happened a few times a great VAR decision, minute 91, 92, that changed the result of the game, a penalty that was not a penalty, an offside that was not an offside, top. And I think the feeling is amazing when the truth comes, but also problems, and one of the problems is exactly what happened today, which goes a little bit against the words of the protocol.
Have you seen it? Seen it back?
Yeah. You know, the words of the protocol are something like a clear and obvious situation, and for sure was not a clear and obvious situation. But we know that is experimental, and we have to accept. We have to accept. But I'm speaking after a 2-0 victory.
If obviously if it hadn't won 2-0, it had been 1-1 or something, you might have taken a different view, or it's harder to take, isn't it?
You know, as you know, I'm close to win the best behaved manager in the Premier League this season. You know, so nothing can make me lose that trophy this seasons. The feeling is a bit strange, and I was sharing the feeling with David on the touchline and with Anthony Taylor, which is the moment of the doubt. We score a goal. I cannot be happy. David can see the goal, but he doesn't know that he goes to half time with 2-0 or with 1-0, and takes time. And then the decision comes, so we have to adapt to that waiting time, and we have to cope with the frustration when the decision goes against you. You have to cope with the frustration. At half time, I had to tell 20 times to my analysts and my assistants to shut up, because I don't want the players at half time to know what happened. I want the players to feel that yes, it was an offside, so let's move on without being sad, without being unhappy. And they were around the computers and saying, wow, shut up, we have to move on. But you know, one day we'll go in our favor.
Do we have to persevere with VAR, Jose? Do we have to keep going with it?
I think, and I was changing a few words with Taylor and Frank after the game. I think should be the referees to decide it, not us. I think it's something to them. Do they want it? Do they feel happy with it? Do they want to have some technological help, or they still want to live with the human mistakes that sometimes they make. As a referee, they prefer some guy on the studio to say, hey, you made a mistake, is not offside, you made a mistake, is a penalty. Are they happy with that? Oh no. But I think if they stick to the words of the protocol and an obvious mistake, I think everyone will be happy. I think everyone will be happy with that.
How bad was Paul Pogba's
I don't know.
illness, and will he be ready?
I don't know. I don't know. I told you. I told before the game, when I was told by the doctor this morning that he was not coming, I don't want to know anything else about it. I have to think about who is going to replace him, what I'm going to do, because we work hard during the week. Yesterday we had a good tactical session, and then I have to prepare a new team. Just as curiosity, was Michael Carrick the one that replaced Paul? Paul was going to play on the left side as a number 8 in a 4-3-3, and Matic was going to play as a number 6, and Scott McTominay number 8 on a 4-3-3 on the right side. But then when the doctor told me that Paul was not feeling good to play, we move Matic to the left, which is not his favorite position, and Michael to the positional 6. Now it's time to think about Paul. Now it's time to know what happened, why he didn't feel good enough to play. Can he play, or can he be available to help us on Wednesday? So it's time to eat something in the bus and to wait for information.